All right, so before anything, my hat. I'm not trying to be one of those zany comics. The real like situation is that my mom is disabled, like she's a disabled veteran, and I'm an in-home unpaid caregiver. So she like crochets a lot, and I don't know why the helmet. I don't have any Viking blood in me. What I actually have is thinning hair and insecurities about thinning hair. So I guess the helmet is to protect me from all of the massive female energy, that comes my way when I open with the fact that I'm broke. I live with my mother, and my hair is thinning. They're just in the back, like, check, 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 charge, put a baby in me, right? It'll surprise you to know, like, this isn't my only defense. It's actually like a three-tiered, multiple sexual defense system, right? And this is just phase one, like my general brokenness and appearance and personality. Uh, if they actually, look at all this and they're still like, hey, maybe, there's a phase two. And phase two is when they have to drive me home, because then I have to walk up to my own door on my own house and knock. I can't use my keys and sneak her in, past everything with all the dignity of a ninth grader. Instead, I have to wait with her so she can, really think about it and realize she's about to have to interact with my old disabled mother as she's undoing the alarm system and the door chain. This part's a little easier. I used to call it like the Momatar and the maze, but these days it's kind of too sad, so she just goes to bed because it's like kicking a three-legged dog. But she used to just straight look at any girl I was with, and she'd be like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in forever, Susan," knowing full well I have never dated a Susan and she's never seen that girl before. But she's ex-military, so it's whatever. Right then, normally what I have to do is I have to kind of say, like, I need a cigarette to go smoke in the garage. And really, this is just neutral, like, stalling to give about 5 minutes where her friend can have a sudden, unexpected accident. Because most of the time at this point, their friends get really accident prone for some reason. She's like, "I would have had such a nice night with you, but Tammy tried to dry her hair in the microwave, and now I have to take her for radiation treatment." And my ego, I just go with it. I'm like, "Oh my God, not Tammy," But if it's still a maybe, like that maybe still hanging in there, I have to do the least smooth thing ever, which is I have to ask her, "Hey, do you want to go hang out in my room?" Because essentially, like, I'm a teenager again, and my mom could wake up at any moment and need to come out, and then she has to socialize with the girl that I brought home, and no one in that situation wants to be there. so if that passes, we have to hamburglar sneak down the hallway into my room, not making any noise, like ninjas, because my room is directly adjacent to my mother's room. Right? And that's when phase 3 of the system actually happens. And that's to give you an idea. My childhood was kind of rough, and I moved back to my childhood home, and it took me a while to save up for therapy. And my therapist was like, Tori, you need to take back your childhood. You skipped right over it. And I countered to her that my childhood was beaten flat. Like, I didn't even have to lift my legs in order to walk over it. But anyway, because of this, I brought out all my childhood toys, and, I'm a geek, so I put them up and everything. So when a woman walks into my room, she's actually greeted by a 6-foot teddy bear, He-Man, Transformers. G.I. Joe himself shows up just to try to save her from the choices that she's making currently, right? And there's 2 types of women at this point that make it past phase 3. And that's, like, some of them are cool, and they're like, okay, hold on, girl. He moved back in with his mom to help her. He got therapy to help himself. He's trying to spread jokes to help everyone. Maybe I'll just throw him some pity. And honestly, like, if you're looking at me, okay, like, I am not in a position where I can pass up pity. Okay, the other ones, they're the exact opposite of that first girl, and they're like thugs, where they just at like 1,000-yard stare at all the toys and just a long sigh, like, and they're like, look, I didn't shave for nothing, right? But excuse me. But either way, it ends up with me on Netflix looking through things to put on, to drown out, and talking in the most romantic, seductive of tones, like, hey, we have to keep it down, or I'm gonna wake my mom up, and that's gonna be weird. Which is funny on, like, 2 levels, because one, my mom is half deaf. She was loading jets for the Air Force for 19 years. 2, I'm just not a good enough lover to make sounds go through walls. Okay, so I just have this delusion that I'm gonna, like, walk, in the morning and bump into my mom, and she's gonna be like, look, Tori, I know you're a grown man, but I couldn't sleep last night because every 5 minutes I heard a female voice going, right? But anyway, if she gets through that, right, this is where my real value kind of comes in, because as she's, like, looking up at He-Man and the Thundercats, she's gonna realize, like, as much as I'm inept and I'm a complete failure being like Don Juan de Toro, the Latin lover, right? I am a genius at being Tori Robbins, life coach extraordinaire, okay? Because she's gonna start rethinking her choices, like, real hard right about then. And she's gonna tell herself, and she's going to believe it, that she can do better than all of this. And me, knowing what she's thinking about, I'm just gonna stand there and be like, you're welcome. And you know what? No charge. And me saying that to her right then is exactly why I need a fucking helmet.